5. Now, again, using the mathematical code and breaking down numbers and letters, then you look, it's like a safe of treasure. If you turn the right connection, then you can open the safe, and then you can get the gold, right? Okay, so we were promised gold. Slave master left and gave it his interpretation, right? So then that gold one day will become ours, wherever it is, because the Savior came to give us luxury, money, good homes, friendship, in all walk of life. But we have to do the work to spiritually come into the knowledge of who we are. And then all things will be given unto us.
Everything's always about the dream. Always about the dream. I was 20 years old. I'd already done 6 years in corporate America. And a guy stopped me in the locker room and asked me, do I know anyone who'd like to make an extra $50, $100 a month? He didn't talk about getting rich. He didn't talk about getting wealthy. He didn't talk about freedom. So you don't have to oversell this thing. You know, the average person would love to make an extra $300 to $500 a month. So we talk about putting millions of people in Karatbars. Now we're talking about 20, 30, 40 million people in Karatbars. We're not talking about everybody become a multi-billionaire. You can, if you want to pay that price. I hear people all the time say, I want to be a billionaire. Well, okay, no problem. I want to be a multi-millionaire. Well, you can, okay, but it's going to require you cutting off the television. It's going to require you missing some football games, some basketball games. It's going to require some sacrifice on the part that only you know if you're willing to make. So I like keeping it simple. That guy asked me, do I know anybody like to make an extra $50, $100 a month? I said, yes, me. I didn't know what he was talking about, and I got excited. I got a little bit excited. I got a twinge of hope. That I was 6 years in corporate America. I mean, I'm 20 years old. Had my own home, 4 cars in the driveway, pool in the backyard. My wife was a flight attendant, so I could fly anywhere in the world pretty much for free or for peanuts. Okay, I had all the cars I wanted to drive, didn't buy insurance, didn't put gas in them. The company fed me 5, 6 nights a week. I'm living on a company expense report. I mean, I live a lifestyle people dream about. I wore my shirt and tie to work, my briefcase. I look good, status good, but as far as I was concerned, I was still broke. Not broke compared to my next door neighbor. Not broke compared to the guys in my neighborhood. Just broke compared to people who had some real money. That makes sense? Just broke, like one of my nephews one day asked me, Uncle Tyrone, people in the family say you're rich. I said, well, compared to you, I'm rich. You don't have any money. But compared to Oprah, Uncle Tyrone broke. Okay, so it's a relative term. Money is relative. And money is not to do all to say all. Okay, because when you have some serious health issues going on that money can't solve, you realize how important, unimportant money is. But I tell you what, I got started. And I'll never forget that first meeting I was sitting there, Mr. Williams, Miss Abram. I'll never forget it. I'm sitting at first meeting on about 200 people in that room, maybe 180, 200 people. And that guy was talking about homes and cars. He was talking about all these material things you could have. And I'm sitting saying, man, I got 4 cars in the driveway now. I got 2 Lincolns in the driveway, a Ford Mustang and a Grand Marquis, 2 company cars and 2 I own. I was just sitting there, didn't mean anything to me. But all of a sudden he started talking about something that meant something. He said, have you ever thought about being free? Now, as far as I was concerned, I thought I was free. I mean, he talking about the height of ignorance. I thought I was free. He said, ever thought, no, I mean really free. I said, man, I'm free right now. He said, I know that some of you sitting there thinking you're free. He said, if you think you're free, don't show up on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and by Thursday, you'll be free. And when he said that, it hit me. I was not free. He said, freedom is when you throw away the alarm clock and you sleep to the crack of noon. Freedom is when you wake up in the morning and do what you want to do with your life. Freedom is when you go to that golf course on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday and play golf when everybody else is at the office. Freedom is when you go fishing on Tuesday, Wednesday. Freedom is when you stroll in the movies with your kid on a Wednesday afternoon and there's nobody in the movie theater but you and your child because everybody else is at work. Freedom is when all the fathers at work and you're the only father at the Little League baseball game with your kid or your grandkids. Man, he started painting that picture for freedom, guys. And I never forget, I sit up in my chair. I said, wait a minute, what's this freedom thing you're talking about? Okay. And it blew my mind. He asked a simple question: what's retirement age? Everybody started yelling out numbers: 65, 75. He said, see how we've been conditioned? Retirement doesn't have anything to do with age. Retirement has everything in the world to do with money. This couple speaking from the stage were 32 years old. He and his wife were both retired. 2 brand new Cadillacs in their driveway, owned their brand new home. And they were both retired at 32 years old. I said, oh my God, I got to get this freedom thing. Okay. And I didn't know. I know how long it's going to take me to get free. Some of you right now today, you don't know how long it's going to take you to get free. You want to be free right now, you can taste it. I see Dante Taylor, he can taste it, man. He can taste it. I can hear it in his voice. He can take that people want, you can taste this freedom thing. They want it, but you willing to pay the price to get it. When I saw it, I was willing to pay the price. Man, before then, I knew every television program that came out. I was a walking TV guide. You could call me and say, what time did this show come on, Tyrone? I didn't have to put out the news, but I could tell you what time it came out. I was a walking TV guide. Okay? I spent the weekend watching football like everybody else. But when I saw freedom, when I saw that freedom thing, when I was sold that dream of freedom, man, I shut it all down. I said, I'm going after freedom. And at 32 years old, I was able to, my wife and she was able to walk away from a job she'd been on for 8 years as a flight attendant for U.S. Air. And she walked, yes, we gave up the flying privileges. Yes, we gave the benefits. Yes, we gave up the stock options, gave it all up. Okay, why? So I had a kid and he didn't even know his mama. He'd come home and she'd go to reach for him and he'd run because she's flying and she didn't know him and he didn't know her. Okay, it was breaking her heart. I said, quit. And she walked away at 32 years old. My son don't even remember. He's 32 right now. He don't ever remember his mother having a job. It took me 8 more years. I didn't retire till I was 40 years old. I'm telling you, I'd do it all over again. It took me 20 to walk into a job you've had for 10 years. 18 years in corporate America and say, I'm out and never look back. That was July 14th. July 14th. That's tomorrow. That'll be 22 years. Freedom. What it's all about. Back to you, Mr. Williams.
Business is really warfare, but it's the activity of life itself. You say, well, business means I need to open up a business. Okay, yeah, that's right. But real activity of life has to deal with all the essentials of life that we must provide for ourselves, our families, our future. I have something in my pocket that, gee, where is it? Oh, yeah. I have a gold coin. In 1961, I was sitting with Elijah Muhammad, and he took out of his pocket a gold coin. This is 1 ounce of gold, pure gold, okay? Mr. Muhammad put it on the table. He said, one day soon, this gold coin will be the new medium of exchange. White people are moving into the inner city. Some of them knocking on doors. They come with money and they ask you for your gold. Because what they're giving you, I think I got some of that in my pocket. Yeah, I think I do. Now this is paper. This is not real money. This is real money. Silver, that's real money. Now you young people, some of the elders in the audience, like myself, this used to be called a silver certificate. How many old people in here know when this was a silver certificate? And you know what it said on the bottom? Pay to the bearer on demand $50 in silver, the real money. This is what you call monopoly money. Oh, you didn't hear me. We're going to do some business tonight. Because business is really warfare. What's about to happen? This week it came out in the news that in 2016, all the major banks are in trouble. It started with J.P. Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. What makes a bank in trouble? When the value of the paper that they have begins to lose its value, then the bank is in serious trouble. And so are we who have our money in the bank. Now, white people that are in your neighborhood, they're in the pawn shop now, and they're telling you in the window, bring the gold, we got cash for you. They know you don't know that this is losing its value every day. But gold will increase in value. Now this one here, I bought it today, or sent a brother to get it today, because I wanted to use it to explain something. 1 ounce of gold, this little piece right here, is $1,237 today. It went up to $1,800, but it began to fall. But when Elijah Muhammad put that gold coin on the table, an ounce of gold you could buy for $35 an ounce.
You got to have the courage. Do you have the courage to act outwardly on what you see inwardly? Or will you die a dreamer? Will you die on the verge and on the edge and in the land of coulda, woulda, and shoulda? Do you have the courage? I'm going to drop something on you. It takes courage to be successful. It is far easier not to be successful. Misery will always have company. Success breeds contempt. If you don't want to make waves, be mediocre. Be normal and fit in. And if you're more concerned about people than you are God, then neutralize everything He put in you. Just fit in with everybody else. dress like them, walk like them, act like them, eat like them, go where they go, think like they think, do what they do. And once you've neutralized your uniqueness, you don't need courage. It takes courage to be different. It takes courage to go where you've never gone before. For some of you, it took courage to come to this conference. It takes courage to get you outside of the box. It takes courage to be successful. It takes courage to win. People don't talk about people that don't win. If you win, they're going to talk about you. Do you have the courage to stand there though the storms keep raging and the people get to talking and you stand there and say, I've come too far to turn around? Do you have the courage? I'm going to say something to you. It takes courage to be exceptional. It takes courage to be wise. It takes courage to be rich. It takes courage to be educated. It takes courage to be knowledgeable. Because the moment you do, you don't talk like, oh, you forgot where you came from. Look at you, it takes courage. And I'm just wondering, in this weak, watered down, mediocre society that we live in today, in this reality TV world we live in today, I'm wondering if there's anybody left that's got the courage to say, after all I've been through, and all my ancestors have been through, and all my parents have been through, I didn't come through all of that just to fit in with normalcy. I have the courage to go after my dream. Is there a woman left in this entire Coliseum that's got some courage?
Greetings, families. Brother Eric Ture Muhammad, and I'm welcoming you to a live stream opportunity, an opportunity that would encourage you to find a better way, because you have absolutely come to the right place. I want you to take this time to share with everybody you can and let them know that hope is on the horizon. Okay, let me just share a little bit about myself. I'm Brother Eric Ture Muhammad. Some of you know, others are learning. And I'm a gold manager in Karatbars International. It's an e-commerce company based in Stuttgart, Germany. And I'm a student of Wealth Builders Worldwide. And I'm based in Atlanta, Georgia. A member of the Nation of Islam, I'm son of freedom fighter Kwame Ture. Many of you knew as Stokely Carmichael. My wife, Falami, and I are both Karatbars affiliates, as you see her pictured there. And we have successful teams built across 4 continents, and we are still growing. In fact, I want to thank South Africa for being on the line. I see New Zealand on the line. I see the UK on the line, and many of us here in the hells of North America. I want to thank you for the honor and the privilege to share this opportunity with you today. All right. How we got to this point, how I got to this point is somewhat of what I want to share with you. And I can't do that and go forward without recognizing the one who helped me to dream and realize my dreams and helping others to do the same. This is Mr. Tyrone Best and his wife, Mrs. Valerie Best. They are the founders of Wealth Builders Worldwide, the wealth building collective of which I'm a part of here in America. And there's over 100,000 plus of us worldwide as affiliates, independent affiliates of Karatbars, but we're a collective that teach a culture of wealth building so you understand what you're coming into in terms of the opportunity and how to manage that opportunity as you grow in your abundance and you're leveraging your homes with wealth. So I thank them. And also you can find this book, The Dream Chaser Manifesto. The Dream Chaser Manifesto is a dreamer's guide to surviving in a jungle of non-dreamers. But in order for it to take root, something has to activate the principle of dreaming inside of yourself. You have to have a why. Your why has to be encouraged in order for you to do what it is that you do. Why were you going to work? Why were you going to school? Why were you self-employed? Why were you looking to make a way? Why? That's part of the dream. Okay? Now, look at the transition. You saw a plethora of entities who came before I spoke to you today. You heard and saw from, you heard from and witnessed Mrs. Tainetta Muhammad, the wife of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You witnessed the presentation from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. You witnessed the presentation of Bishop T.D. Jakes, and you witnessed the presentation of Mr. Tyrone Best. Well, Mr. Jakes ended his presentation just moments before I came on to talk about having the courage to change. And see, most of us in the world right now are in a time of reset, a time of forced transition, a time of forced confinement and forced quarantine. We are under health and wealth quarantine in the world. The world has come to a grinding halt, family, and you had nothing to do with it. You just had to fall in line with the directives of officials, the directives of employers, the directives of authorities, the directives of physicians and doctors. You had to fall in line for safety and security, because now we're battling in many circles, in many of our homes. We're battling the unknown. We don't clearly see the variable, but I'm a deeply spiritual man. I rely on the Gospels. I rely on the scriptures, revealed scriptures of all of our faith traditions, but I'm rooted in Bible and I'm rooted in Holy Quran. And one thing that I'm very clear on, no one, no matter what the method that's unearthed to cause what we see today, no one, no matter what the cabal that was gathered to produce a conspiratorial effect, no one, no matter who the orchestrators were who wanted something to stay in one area or amongst one people and then it got out of control, whatever the theories are, only God can produce the permissive will to allow it to take place to the point that everybody comes to a grinding halt. It's very significant that here we are in the month of April, that the Muslim calendar of Ramadan is being exercised and observed. The holiday season of Easter for the Christian world is being exercised and observed. And the Passover holiday is being recognized by the Jews and observed all in the same month, all in the same time, and no one can make claim over having a greater God than the next. Everybody has been brought to halt by the same God at the same time and season. I believe the reason being is that we're being forced and made to bear witness to his existence. No matter what you call him, just call him. And I believe with all my being that that's what this time is ultimately producing for us. At the same time, we do have a responsibility to ourselves, our families, our loved ones. We have a responsibility to remain safe, to remain prayerful, to remain active, to find relevance in all of this gumption that's going on out here. We're going to show you what courage is producing for us as wealth builders. Now, to give you a greater context, I want to cite this economist, okay? And I'm going to read the words out because it's very poignant and significant to our understanding of where we are. The stronghold of the American government is falling to pieces. She has lost her prestige among the nations of the earth. One of the greatest powers of America was her dollar. The loss of such power will bring any nation to weakness, for this is the media of exchange between nations. The English pound and the American dollar have been the power and beckoning light of these two great powers. But when the world went off the gold and silver standard, the financial doom of England and America was sealed. Wow. This economist goes on to say, the pound has lost 50% of its value. America's dollar has lost everything now as a power backing for her currency, which was once backed by gold for every $5 note and up, and all of her currency was backed by silver from a dollar note up. But today, he says, the currency of America is not backed by any sound value, silver or gold. The note today is something that the government declares they will give you the value in return, but does not name what the value is, but definitely are not backing their currency with gold or silver. In the next slide is pictured the economist who gave these words in his closing comments. He says, this is the number one fall. And it is very clear that the loss of the power of the American dollar means the loss of the financial power of America. What will happen since there is no sound backing for her notes? We do not know. What should we expect for the next 12 months under the fall of the power of America's dollar? This means, he says, that we have 100% inflation. What could happen under 100% inflation? Your guess is as good as mine. That's from The Fall of America published in 1973 by that man there pictured, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and is a section dedicated to the decline of the dollar, chapter 20 of that book. I encourage everyone to find and get a hold of that great revelation, okay? Because we're actually living it. Isn't it amazing how we can read something like this and understand it as it happening today? Like, if I did not share with you that came from him in 1973, would you have known that was not today? This is the context that I wanted to give. And this is why we need to understand that all of us are being made in this hour to level the playing field. It's not about your religion. Get it out the window. It's not about your faith tradition. Let it go. It's not about your race or ethnicity or your political persuasion. Let it go. Because right now, all has been made to be still by whatever name you call them. And now we had to put it into perspective so that we do the things required to maintain the way we keep our home, to maintain our sanity within our home, to maintain our food, our clothing, our shelter within our home, but to also provide provisions and means. Because what happens if some of these things that we once enjoyed prior to being made to sit on our couch, sit in a chair, lay on our bed without any say-so in the matter, what happens if the hope that we're looking for to return to normalcy, as some would say, doesn't happen? This is the hour, family. This is lull before the storm. This is the hour, family, that we now must dig our well before we're in need of the water. We're going to show it to you right now. First, it requires a plan. What is your plan? Because where you are in life right now, you need to ask yourself the question, after you analyze where you are, where would you like to be in the future? See, because the distance between those two questions is your dream. The distance between those two questions is your why. And what you have to come to grips with after this presentation to you is the decision. Because if you continue to do for the next 10 years what you did for the last 10 years, will you reach your goals? Are you any closer to reaching your goals right now, sitting on a couch, a chair, or laying across your bed, watching a phone, watching a laptop, watching a desktop screen? I dare to say that you are closer now because you made time to be on this stream. However, if it were up to you just to do what you've done in the past and to continue to do the things that you've done in the past, I'd have to submit to you, there'd be no way you can accomplish what you desire because there's no time. There's just not enough time. Look at the evil accident of time in this matrix. Most of us went to school for 21 years or more, okay? We did grad work, we did all that good stuff to get a degree, only to find ourselves with a job. Now, jobs are necessary. I mean, everything has a role in society. In fact, job means role in society. But as a scriptural person, job is really Job. Y'all looked at Job in the Bible? Job wasn't a person, it was a role. Okay, that's why the God says in the same breath, have you considered my servant Job? So Job is a role of responsibility, and that responsibility is to serve. That's why I feel compelled and obligated, as all of us doing Wealth Builders, to share this opportunity with you. You need to go and get some other folks on this stream and let them know what's going down so they'll learn and understand how they can work from home and how they enjoy a life of freedom, justice, equality in the here and now. Many of us, family, have worked 40 plus years under the 40-40-40 plan. That means we worked 40 hours a week, 40 years of our life, and we retired, some of us, dazed and confused because we retired on less than 40% of the income we were earning in the first place, with the hope that it would help us to subsist in our so-called golden years. What's the age of retirement? You'll quote numbers all day, but as Mr. Best said when we opened, age has nothing to do with it. With retirement, it has everything to do with money. If you have enough leverage, if you have enough time, location, and financial freedom, you can be retired from the cradle. So because we're forced to work, those of us who are baby boomers, all right, I'm a baby boomer. That means right now I'm part of that group of people that for every day in the year, 10,000 people reached age 60 or more in the world. And what is the responsibility? Well, if you look at that little matrix line, it talks about retirement being between age 62 and 65, right? The reason why that's a statistic of government is because that used to be the retirement age in America, because the retirement age was based on the longevity of life, the life expectancy rather of the American and during the days of World War I and II. So it was fixed then, but now you have a situation where everyone is living longer. I can't speak to as to why, but what I found extremely interesting is that we're living longer. That means as baby boomers, your parents or grandparents may still be with you. God bless you. I wish I had the opportunity to see mine now. Look, so some of us are caring for our elders, and then some of us had to care for our children who are in another demographic. Many of you refer to it as millennial. And the millennial understood from the gate that they don't want to dress like us, walk like us, talk like us, smell like us, and be broke like us. They figured out, look, I can get to these points that I want to get to without having to go through the same things that you went through, because where we believed on the illusion, masked as a dream, they saw the reality and said, no, I ain't doing it like that. I'm not doing it like that, or I can't have it like that. They said, I ain't doing it like that. So we had a hard time understanding the children that we asked God to bless us with, to coming into the world, to make a difference, to make a change. That child still may be that cure for cancer. That child still may be the one who eradicates hunger and homelessness in the world. But they have to live their vision and their dream. All right. We've been forced to downsize now. Just think about it. 401ks have been destroyed through the stocks and bonds and the ups and downs and the volatility of America's economy. As a result, many of us are downsizing. We're all moving into one particular space. We've been downsized as a world. God has moved us all into our homes, all into our confines. He's made us one community, a global community. We're speaking to you from all over the world with a solution. Some of you have jumped back into out of retirement into the workforce, hoping you can make a difference, hoping you can relieve yourself of debt, hoping you can relieve yourself of the anxiety. And truth be told, you're not going to relieve it until you're relieved. And the debt will remain with our children and their children. Repeat after me. If you always do what you've always done, you're going to always get what you always got. This is a system, family, that we are part of, known as poverty. Poverty is punishment for a crime you did not commit. You're born into it and you act out your role in it. And as a result, you don't see a way out because it's all that you knew, because that was the design of the banksters. That's gangster with a B. Now we're going to show you another way. Many of you have young families starting right now. I was all over the Facebook timeline congratulating people with birthdays and new births. Okay, but what are they being born into? What's their reality? Because yeah, everybody starts a family at some point or another, and everybody's happy at some point. But now you have to have this talk. How are you going to explain to them that if they do as you've done, go to school for 12 years, college for 4 more years, and then work until you die? How are you going to tell them that's great? The system is broken. And what's broken about the system? Here's the number one problem. I want you to hear me now. You heard from Mr. Elijah Muhammad talk about inflation, 100% inflation. 100% inflation is that growth that is unstoppable. That's also known as hyperinflation in the world of economists, okay? So when it says here that you can't outwork an exponential inflation with a linear income, that means you will forever be broke because the cost of living goes up. The products and goods and services go up, but it has nothing to do with the paycheck, because that doesn't change. At the end of every check, you have more days left than you have, more days left or more month left rather, than you have check. We don't have enough time to continue to do the same things we've always done. We're going to show you another way. Check this out. Warren Buffett, probably argumentably the most successful investor in the history of America. He's quoted as saying, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. I'm going to show you the success of a dreamer. This is Mr. Michael L. Dalco, senior mentor and affiliate partner in our world of Wealth Builders Worldwide, Karatbars International. His success speaks like this. He was a mortgage banker for Wells Fargo Bank, 15 years, over 3 branches. He worked in a cubicle and he ate as long as he killed. Meaning, if he committed a sale, he created a loan, he guaranteed more debt, he earned a living. But then he was blessed with this opportunity in Wealth Builders Worldwide. And he understood what true money is. And as a result, within 103 days, 6 years ago, family, he walked off that job, never punched another clock, never looked back. He's a free man in America, him, his wife, and their children. They work if they want to. Man, they sleep until they get tired. Listen, he says, if you don't find out what real money is, you will work until you die. Well, what is real money? I thought it was cash. No, cash is trash. You'll see it in a couple of days. Because of every definition of money, money must be a store of value. Anything that's defined as money must be a store of value. It must store your labor. It must be worth as much or more in the future as it is today. What does that mean? That means you work for a living, right? Well, if your dollar holds power, purchasing power, holds value, then that means that your labor is credited to the measure or the medium of exchange. So that means that that currency stores your labor, so it doesn't take you to do more work for it. The work you've done should be sufficient enough for you to provide a living for yourself, products, goods, and services. It would not involve overtime. It would not involve overworking. It would not involve punching the clock 6 and 7 days a week, like many of us in the hills of North America have been made to do. So what is real money? I submit to you that is gold. And you're going to learn more about all this gold that we have to share with you today, because you can have it in the comforts of your home. It's a store of value. It's a store of wealth. It's a store of labor. You get to eat your kill. All right. 4 keys to building wealth. I want you to understand this. Key number 1, you have to create residual income. What is the difference between residual and active income? Active income is the linear income. If you don't punch in and punch out, you ain't get no money. But residual income is income that continues to come out of a principle of exponential growth, where you're relying on the efforts of others, and as a result, you're paid. That's residual income. Active income, you only get what you punch in and out for, or what you sign for as contractually. Okay, we show you how to accumulate the appreciating assets such as gold, which I shared with you just a moment ago. And we show you how to outrun, outpace, outdistance yourself from inflation. And you get the opportunity to utilize the advantages of the tax code. What has the tax code done for people today? Let's look at this little game of Monopoly that will explain it. This is little Donnie, also known as Konsu Hotep Etum, as he said today.
Oh my gosh.
Where's all your money gone, Donnie?
Taxes. 6, 9, 10, 11. Let me fix my houses.
Bug, it's okay. It's part of the game.
No, it's not.
It's
not fun.
It's not fun to what?
It's the worst part of the game.
It's what?
Taxes.
Boy, poor Donnie. That brother was broke up. What is it that he understands? What most of us experience. Taxes could take as much as 40% of your income you work so hard for over the course of your career. And then look, you can even file exempt from taxes on your hourly wage or against your salaried contract salary, but you're still getting hit with taxes because everything is taxed. Your food is taxed. Your gasoline is taxed. Your transportation carries taxes. Your clothes carry taxes. I mean, everything is taxed. And when you say taxation without representation is tyranny, man, I've seen plenty of tyranny because I ain't seen no benefit before coming into this opportunity of Karatbars with taxation. But we can help you understand how to balance all of that. In fact, let me ask you this, have any of you ever considered how expensive it is to keep a job? You have to pay to get the clothes, you have to pay to get your hair did, you got to pay to get your nails done, you got to pay to be fresh, you got to pay to eat to make sure you have enough strength to work through your day. You pay for your breaks and lunch meals. You pay for transportation to get back home. You're doing this on a daily basis and only get paid twice a month or maybe once a month in some cases. How does the money grow? It cannot, because the money never calculated. The agreement we made with our employers never took into calculation the cost of living. And in order to provide a living, you have to have a wage. And in order to have the wage comes with expenses. That's a whole nother discussion. I encourage all of you to join us tonight where you'll get a little more detail on a lot of what's being said today on www.goldrocks.info. Someone type it into the room, please. www.goldrocks.info. Tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mr. Free 103 himself will be there. Mr. Michael L. Dalco, Mr. Tyrone Best, and others will be there. You might want to hear some of what we have to say this evening as well. So what do we do about all that we saw so far, boss family? Because look, what I'm telling you, the subject of today is how to work at home. There's a cash flow quadrant that was introduced to us by Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And he defined 4 corners of this quadrant. The broke corners, the non-leveraging corners, are being an employee and being self-employed. Neither entity offers you leverage because the self-employed does the same thing as the employee did, except you have to open and close the shop. You got to provide the inventory. You got to provide payroll. You denote the hours, and you got to do all the advertising to make sure people come to your shop. If you don't do any of that, you're out of business. So there's no leverage there. But if you're on the wealthy side of the quadrant, this is known as the rich, wealthy, freedom side of the quadrant, because what happens is you submit it to a system. And when you submit to a system that allows you to utilize the efforts of others, then you're developing residual income and you're allowed to invest in yourself. And now you make money work for you on this side of the quadrant, as opposed to working for money. See, a leveraged business is one that maximizes both of these quadrants. So we answer all 4 keys in Karatbars. We create the wealth residually. We accumulate the asset, gold. We outpace inflation. We never look like little Donnie. And we utilize the advantages of the tax code, okay? Because we do it this way. We start you with your gold home-based business. Your gold home-based business, folks. You save gold for yourself and you get paid to save it. You'll share with others and you'll get paid to save it. As long as they do as you do, you'll get paid even more. As long as your team duplicates, you will earn as your team duplicates. Man, this thing is powerful. All right. That's Karatbars International. It's founded in 2011. Of course, as I said to you earlier, it's based in Stuttgart, Germany. It's adjacent to the Mercedes-Benz headquarters there. You see in the map to your left. This is our founder and CEO. This is Mr. Harold Constantine Seitz. And he states, he who owns gold has always money. He was a 2-time author. He wrote about the future of money. And the years have passed where now we can see what he was talking about. In fact, he's dedicated free for the entire world a particular chapter in the future of money entitled, I'm paraphrasing the title, pardon me, How to Handle Crisis. It's chapter 5 of the book, and it's downloadable at karatbars.com. It's right on the homepage. You can just click it. They'll download in English, or You can get the download in your language. Mr. Morgan, JP Morgan, Chase Bank, says gold is money. Everything else is credit. What do the bankers know that we did not know? Here's the man who was once responsible for printing all the money. That's Alan Greenspan. Alan Greenspan was head of the Federal Reserve after America came off the gold and silver standard. He says gold is always accepted. Well, if you knew it then, why didn't you tell the rest of the public? How come you didn't refer to the Constitution that shows that the only legal tender there is gold and silver? How come you didn't share that, Alan? Pumping out more paper, and more paper, and more paper, creating the debacle that we're in now. The debacle is those that are now over the Fed are following the same example, only to produce 100% inflation. Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, rich dad, poor dad, international entrepreneur, real estate mogul. He and his wife are very clear. Gold is God's money. In fact, check this out, going back to the Bible. Do you know that gold is mentioned 417 times in the Bible? Did you know silver is mentioned 320 times in the Bible? In fact, money is mentioned 140 times in the Bible. And all of this is equated with a promise from the Creator. But I don't read nowhere in there where it talks about fiat, cash, paper as making things happen. Listen, when you have a paper note that has no asset or no ability to store value, then you have a debt. If you have a loan, a personal loan or a student loan, you sign a promissory note, right? That's a promise to repay a debt. If you have a car that's not fully paid for, you're paying a car note. That's a promise to repay a debt. If you have a home that's not fully paid for, you have a house note. That's a promise to repay a debt. When you walk around with the dollar bill, on the back it says "In God We Trust," and then on the front they identify the God. It's called Federal Reserve Note. That is a debt, the promise to repay. So that's why the cyclical nature of having a job never produces leverage for you, because it's designed to leverage the government. Listen, the serial numbers on your dollar bills track the debt. The Social Security number that you exercise in your life tracks the movement of the debt. We won't get too deep. I'll see you at 9 o'clock for that one. 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard, www.goldrocks.info. Okay, here's our gold. This is cash gold. Remember, in order to be defined as money, you have to have the power to store value. Well, you can't store value unless you have weight. What can you do with the paper, the dollar bill you have today? Hey, you can write on it, you can burn it, you can blow into it, you can wipe with it, but it doesn't have the ability to store value. You see this? This is our cash gold. Our cash gold system, this is a note with the gold embedded in the actual note. That's 24 karat, 999.9 pure gold bullion. It is the gold family that nations use to settle debt. The power of the grade of this gold is LBMA, London Bullion Marketing Association certified. Nations hoard it, nations store it, and when it's time to reset the economy, they use it to pay off the debts to other nations to go back to doing business as usual. This country is trying to buy time. We also have gold in small gram card increments. Each cash gold card is equipped with a black light authentication feature on the front. The only paper money not dependent upon governments or failing economies. Why? Because gold is money and gold is embedded in the note. You can purchase any product in our Karatbars ecosystem with cash gold. And more establishments around the world are accepting our cash gold as a measure of currency. Why? Because he who has gold always has money, and gold is accepted everywhere. If you don't believe it, take a walk in your communities right now. Make sure you have your masks on. Make sure you have your gloves. Make sure you do the things. Don't necessarily take a walk right now. Go on essentially. but you can reflect. How many of you have seen, you can chat in the room, how many of you have seen in your community signs that say buy gold? Pawn shops and stores, buy gold, buy gold, buy gold. Why do they buy gold? Because they take the gold to leverage their economy. You can do the same. We only knew it for jewelry for the most part, or for raiments on our attire, but gold has been described as the tears of God. Gold is just as indestructible as the God who created it. Man. Anyway, let's move on. This is why we get gold. It provides price stability. Here's an example. If you got a Model T Ford in 1920, that Ford would cost you $645. Why? Because gold was the power. Gold was the asset that backed it. A kilogram of gold or $645 got you that car. But wait a minute. Now, here we are 100 years later, 2020, and the car now is 40,000 plus. Does that mean that your dollars are that much more valuable? No. It means that because there's no silver or gold standard backing the dollar as an asset, it takes more of those dollars to satisfy the purchasing or the selling price of the manufacturer or the seller. Okay, so that means, well, I'll give you a good example. If the dollar is worth only 3 to 5 cents worldwide per dollar, that means for every $10, it's $3, $4, or $5. Ooh. All right. If it's only worth 3 to 5 cents worldwide, how many thousands of pieces of paper have to be utilized to satisfy the manufacturer's cost? Wow. But if you had a kilogram of gold, you can get that car and get change back. Okay, let's look at it this way. Let's pretend that the supermarkets are full and fully stocked and you can get everything from toilet tissue to water. In 1998, that $20 bill looked strong and sturdy, and so did your basket. But as the artwork got bigger, as we were made to join the paper chase for that $20 bill, less was provided in the cart. Now your economy has crashed. The 401ks are wiped out. Now there's talk today that was revealed to us on our great power call this morning, which we do a power call on www.goldrocks.info, the same platform you'll be on tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, 10:45 Eastern every morning. You should be on the power call at www.goldrocks.info. Okay, look, we learned that the pensions are now going away. So those who had state pensions, federal pensions, just think about that. That's not the same thing as a 401k. There was a little more stability there. But now this is serious. So the dollar and the power of the dollar is so faded, so is the basket. Where did the basket go? You get these little picnic baskets looking like Yogi Bear walking through the doggone supermarket. Heck, with a couple of dollars, $20 will allow you to take the things that you have and put it in your purse or your pocket. You don't even need a basket or a cart, because inflation is where the prices of goods and services go up and the value of your money decreases. Y'all with me? Okay. So how do we do it? We pay ourselves first, not last. See, the number one millionaire secret: exchange the declining paper dollars into the world's best tier one appreciating asset, which is gold. We save and we circulate. To circulate money in our world means to move or cause that money to move continuously or freely through a closed system. So what does the poor do? The poor middle class, we are grown up out of the age of consumerism. Our mindset is not to save for ourselves first, because we don't do what the wealthy do. We only do what the wealthy say. So you invest in this and you lose it. You spend over here, you lose it. Look, retirement funds are the world's biggest lottery. The second biggest lottery is what you play every day, hoping change will come because you scratched the card or you bought a ticket. Listen, what we generally do with this mentality, we spend and it's gone. That means that we're willing it away from us. I want you to think about this for a minute, because in our world, we don't necessarily use spend as part of our vocabulary. We don't necessarily use spent as a part of our vocabulary. We'll say use, used, or circulate. But to spend, you're wishing it away from you. You get the money, what you gonna do? I'm gonna spend it on this. I'm gonna spend it on that. I'm gonna spend it on this. And the only thing that comes back to you is an empty hand looking for more. So when you spend, it's gone. And when we get in a crunch, then we look to save. But unfortunately, where are we going to pull it from? Because we have a finite fixed income. I know you think you only relate fixed income to people who are retired, but a fixed income is when you do not have the ability to earn your value to be credited for your labor. So we try to save, and most times in this case, in desperation. But when you do as we do in Wealth Builders, working with a tier one asset, gold. Well, first, let me give you the asset is an instrument of value that appreciates over time. Tier one means there's no risk involved with it. Gold carries no debt. You carry enough gold, you won't carry any debt either. We can assure you that. So what do we do in our world? We save and invest. We pay ourselves first. We invest into ourselves. And then what happens? We circulate. You see, what is it to circulate? Well, if I have the money, it has a point of origin. It starts with me. It starts with my household. It starts with my family. And I circulate that money within my own personal community that affects my economy. And when it comes back to me, again, it comes back multiplied. It never leaves my sphere. It never leaves my cipher. You understand? Do you all see value and power in what we're saying here? Because now we're going to show you how to get it. So we're going to show you how to start your own business from home right now with a free gold savings account. We're going to show you how to pay yourself first with that same asset goal of what I showed you earlier in the presentation. And we're going to show you how to build a referral network to create residual income. Now, don't trip on that. Okay. That's not hard to do. Look. How many times have you referred people to a favorite restaurant or the chicken at Popeyes or a movie that you saw or a book that you read or a ministry you heard? How many times did any of those referrals pay you? You see, you refer people all the time, every time. But when you refer people now who are sitting at home looking for hope and you bring hope to the door with a text message or with an email or with a phone call, you will now create a network that will provide you your net worth. You'll create residual income. Here's how we do it. You learn now how you can start a simple and duplicatable business with Karatbars from home. You'll benefit from our new multi-gold packages. This is a real powerful tool. You know, what we provide in our world is financial security, financial independence. We hedge in times of crisis. We with free customer and affiliate accounts. Look, hedge is an important word, hedging in times of crisis. I talked to you about Job earlier, right? Well, this is what happened with Job. I'm a Bible buff. I love Bible and Quran. Okay, but look, the devil was walking around, Satan was hanging out, and God recognized him as God was out about with his servants. He said, "Hey, Satan, what you doing?" And look, check out what Satan says in the book. He says, "Hey, God, I was just traveling to and fro throughout the land, seeking to devour anyone I can." He said, "Well, what are your findings?" He said, "Man, I believe that if you just get out the way, give me a respited time or respite, I can surely fill hell with them all. I can take them all. I'll make them curse you to your face and die." This was the devil, Satan, man made in haste. God didn't make a wager. God forced him and the world to bear witness. Look at what he said. He said, "Have you considered my servant Job?" Meaning the responsible group of people, servants. You know what Satan said? Satan said, "Yeah, I considered, but if you didn't have that hedge or protection around him," hedging now, hedging in times of crisis. I want you to see where this is going. "If you didn't have that hedge around him, I can surely make him curse you and die." So, family of Job, all of us around the world have been sat down, and the hedge of protection has been identified. What was the illusion? The illusion was cash was the formidable way to maintain stability in our homes and in our structure. When truth be told, it was just the opposite. The hedge of protection is the gold by which God mentions with throughout the Bible, the silver that he mentions throughout the Bible, and both he equates with money. So you're going to learn it today. There's two keys to our compensation plan. One is leverage and one is exponential growth. Those are the two things that leverage the principle here from Mr. Creditor J. Paul Getty. He says, I would rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own efforts. Wouldn't you rather be in your household and allow your significant other or your children to divide the duties amongst, delegate, you cook, you clean, you sew, you wash? Wouldn't you like something like that to happen? Because if it does, then what that means in actuality is you're now benefiting from the efforts of others. It's the same principle here. Now, I'm going to show you some examples, all right? But I'm not a financial advisor. This presentation is not designed to give you financial advice. This presentation is designed to show you how you can work at home within the safety and comfort of your home. But the following examples will show calculations for illustration purposes only. It's not designed to give you a guarantee of income. We can't guarantee your income. We can guarantee that Karatbars is designed for you to make money. How you do it, well, that depends on your motivation, your desire as well. So here's our plan. Check out the unilevel bonus. This is what happens when you get your free gold savings account. Now, you remember when I talked about the dollar and I talked about the serial number and I talked about how the serial number tracks the debt and the social security number tracks the movement of debt because people carry them, right? Okay, check this out. What does it take to be a part of Karatbars? What do you need for a free gold savings account? Name, number, meaning phone number, an email address. You have a choice of a username. You make a choice of a password, and then you provide your date of birth. That is it. That is it. In 4 minutes, you can have your own business ready to address 146 countries worldwide. Let me show you about this unilevel. From a free position, all you need to do is tell 5 people, if you want to maximize this plan, at least 5 people, right? What are you telling them? You're telling them to save gold for themselves and share with others how they can do the same. And you can earn off of that up to 6% income, and 6% commission rather, on a monthly income forever into infinity. So you save gold for yourself, right? And you share others how they can do it. And you'll be compensated monthly through our unit level compensation plan into infinity. But wait, suppose you just don't want it monthly. You're at home right now and you can use something today, tomorrow. You're paid in real time at Karatbars, but it's received weekly if you follow our dual system. Our dual system provides you with an opportunity to not only earn once a month, but you can now earn 5 times a month. You can earn the monthly residual from savings, and you can earn a weekly residual from referring people to join on as a business. First, you acquire a business package to start, right? And once you acquire that business package, which it allows you to benefit from others on your team to acquire, who also acquire products, goods, or services within Karatbars, and you in turn earn a commission off of that. All right. And then as you share the business with others, that exponentiates. And what do you see? That leverage along with exponential growth, meaning your willingness to tell others, pow, you get paid and teach your new partners to duplicate. It's a simple process. Now here's a direct commission. So when you have your package, you have package statuses, bronze, silver, gold, VIP. All right. You can get them as high as 5,000 US and as low as 200 or so dollars US. And what happens? Well, if you acquire a package and you get one as well, and your packages are gold, this means that each package carries gold. It places it on account for you. You can have it delivered, but it places it on account for you where you can earn off the gold you save. Oh man. All right. So you tell one person, that's a 10% commission that comes directly back to you. That's known as direct commission. If that person tells another person, you get 3% of what that person has done. And he gets in turn, or she gets 10% for being the first one to introduce to the second person. But if that second person offers it to another being, you still get 2%. And you're way up there as the person initiating all this through two people. All right. Now, I'm going to show you the power of leverage and exponential growth when they're combined. Suppose you don't only tell one person. Suppose you do like I have done, like others have done, who have 500, 600, 700 people that they sponsored themselves. Suppose you tell 10 people to do what you've done. You tell 10 people, those 10 people go out and do what you've done. Now those 10 people have multiplied your organization by 100. But wait, if those 100 people go out and do what they're told to do from the 10, you've multiplied your organization by 1,000. And what did you do? You might have been asleep, or you might have just been telling other people because you're so excited over the fact that gold is money. Then you have the dual team bonus. The dual team bonus works this way. You know, every time anyone on your left or right side, okay, they acquire gold products or business packages, it creates an entity known as units. And units generate dual team payouts or dual team commissions, okay? This is known as DTP in our world. And you can receive DTPs into infinity. How? Well, if you generate 25 units on one side and 50 units on the other side, that qualifies you for the payout into the DTP. And that DTP runs into infinity. You can go as far wide and as far deep as you're able to go, and you'll get paid because there are no levels in the world of Karatbars. So look, if you have a bronze package, you can get 40 euros. If you have a VIP package, you get 80 euros. That translates into maybe $43 US and a little more than $100 US. Or let's look at it this way, a hamburger or a full steak cost dinner. All right. You do the same thing for each of the packages. It's just a matter of getting in where you fit in to guarantee the your desire or reach for the highest compensation in the plan. And again, well, I didn't tell you this part. You can get paid up to 180,000 times per week. Per week. Can you do that with your job? When you go to your job every 2 weeks and whenever you get your check, can you get up to 180,000 different paychecks at the same time? Not without going to jail. Look, nothing in our world is illegal, immoral, or unethical. Not a thing, because we're dealing with God's money. And I know I'm talking to God's people. All right, let's go. So again, here we go with our multi-gold packages. Let me give you a brief overview of just the commissions that you heard about thus far. 100% direct commission means 10%, 3%, 2%. So if you get a package, you get it, someone else will get it, that's 10%, and then the next one 3%, and the next generation is 2%. Okay, you have our unilevel bonus, which we talked about, which is a savings plan. If you maximize that with 5 people and just tell them to save for themselves, they do as you do, you can earn up to 6% monthly residual income. And then you have the matching bonuses, of which you'll learn a little more about as we move further, because they are a part of this multi-gold package as well. And in total, well, it's not really the total, but there are more than 7 income opportunities in the world of Karatbars. We're going to only introduce a few today. And Karatbars pays 5 commissions per month, weekly in the dual system that you was just shown, and monthly in the unilevel system. And it's all free to do. It's free to join. Okay. Direct to your own personal Karatbars MasterCard. That was what I showed you here. I'm not going to show you my numbers. I don't know all y'all like that. You see there? Yep. So let's look at these gold packages. Now, the reason why they're known as multi-gold packages, because each package presented here guarantees you content of gold. And the higher the package, the more guarantees that come with it. Okay, so if you don't necessarily have enough to gain a status in the world of Karatbars, but you want to get started and accumulate gold, you can get a 75 euro package. That's roughly $80 US, right? It gives you 2 discount cards against any other package you want to purchase or anyone you encourage to purchase. A 10% discount that's applied immediately to any package. Plus you get gold. You get half a gram of gold. Now, if you move up to the 2 bronze statuses, you see where the discount cards increase, the grams of gold increase, and the number of units increase that go towards your DTP. Now, on this level, you don't receive matching bonuses, but you do get the advantage of cash gold, because if others acquire a package like you done, if you sold a package to them, you'll in turn not only get the commission, but you'll also get more gold. Karatbars International is the only provider of free gold and free gold-linked cryptocurrency. So as you see in your statuses of bronze, silver, gold, and VIP, you have an increase in gold that's attained. You have an increase in status, which gives you a larger payout. It gives you more units, but it also gives you matching bonuses and free cash gold upon the acquisition of others getting a package from you. VIP is the place to be. You can get from 10 grams to 15 grams of gold free, along with the free gold that comes when you get others to acquire the package as well. Here's how it works in terms of matching bonuses. This is where the generations get deep and you get more gold, more gold, more gold. Now, of course, you on the first level we talked about was $80 US or so. You're only getting gold for yourself, and you don't get any credit for what other people do with that particular package. But your bronze packages, that's where it begins. From 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, you see more generations of wealth that you can achieve on matching bonuses. What is a matching bonus? That basically means that if you're 7 people generationally down away from me and you earned a payout, I get a commission because you got paid. Where do you go in the world where you get paid because somebody else got paid? I mean, really think about it. You work with your employer. If, I don't know, if Sophia goes out and she gets a paycheck, I don't even know Sophia. Why would I expect, or why should I expect a check from her or from her company because she got paid? You see? But I could be sitting at home right now, like it's happened during this stream. People are getting payouts, dual team payouts, because it's a system that works around the clock, and I get paid regardless. And I didn't have to leave home to do it. Even before any of this happened, I was a free man. That's why you saw me on so many live streams. I'm trying to tell everybody about this opportunity. I ain't going nowhere. Why would I work and not make money? That's insane. There's freedom in the exchange, y'all. Believe me when I tell you. Okay, so that's how it works. Check this out. The matching bonuses that I was talking about. Look, here's another level of matching bonuses, where if you're bronze, it goes 2 generations deep, silver 3, gold 5, VIP 7. 7 generations deep. Now just think about this. Suppose you and your significant other, your helpmeet, your spouse, suppose you're both VIP. That means you have 14 generations of matching bonuses. But wait, you can also sign up an individual business with your individual account with Karatbars. You're allowed as an individual to sign up one business, so you can bring your business entity. Look, hairdressers are suffering everywhere. Barbershops, nail salons, doctors, lawyers, engineers. There are people who are forced to be home. And if they're not cutting into anything, if they're not polishing anything, if they're not shining anything, they're not making anything. But if you sign up your business under you and your business saves in gold, guess what? You get paid in gold for your business saving in gold. And now you in turn are getting gold too. And you're shoring up your business in difficult times. So when there is some level or some form of normalcy that's returned, maybe you'll reopen your shop. Maybe you reopen your office. Maybe you reopen your practice because you have the means by which you can finance it. And you're all doing it from home. And all you need is your phone, laptop, desktop, computer. We do have 5 and 5 promotion. What does this mean? If you've acquired a package, now this doesn't apply to the package 1, the Euro package. But if you come into Karatbars and you sponsor 5 people who get a package within the first 5 weeks from the time you got your package at your level or higher, Karatbars will upgrade you to the next status at no cost. The upgrades are amazing. Let's say if you're a silver, that means you can get 2 upgrades If you're a bronze, you can get 3 upgrades, but as a silver, if you can come into silver, you get the benefits of all the incentives are tied to that package, but you could actually earn 2 upgrades within your first 5 weeks to the next highest package at no cost to your Karatbars. You can come in as a silver and be a VIP in 5 weeks. How would you like to receive 10 and 15 grams of gold free? And wait, suppose the 5 people you get duplicate what you've done. Then the 5 people that got you elevated to VIP, they're going to pay you 25 times, 75, 125 times. Oh my God, the exponential growth is amazing. These are some of the long-term incentives. What does this mean? The more money you bring into our system by getting people to acquire packages or saving gold or acquire other products, such as our beautiful Impulse phone. We had the world's only unhackable, highest encrypted phone in the world. I know you think that's just a box, man. It's Impulse. Yeah, it's fly box. Yeah, but where's the phone? The phone is right Ture, as Chingy would say. Here's my phone. Oh yeah, y'all don't want to believe it works. Is that what it is? Yeah, this is my phone. It has a little private key. Keeps all your information stored. Yeah. I love this phone, man. You get a lot done with this phone, but you'll learn about it. So all these incentives here are tied to the volume of wealth you bring to the system. And you can earn everything in Karatbars from a leather bag to a villa, a home, $1 million home built anywhere in the world, your choice. You just close your eyes and pick a place on the map. And Karatbars will build it for you, give you the keys, and put the deed in your hand with your name on it. No notes. We don't believe in debt. This is our payment system. Again, we're paid on our prepaid MasterCard. Look, how do we get paid? Simply put, we get paid on our own personalized MasterCard. You can order the card directly from your back office. Your commissions will be deposited on your card account, and you can access your cash at any bank or ATM anywhere in the world. If you're diligent about building your business, you can position yourself to receive free gold from the system as well. So what are our advantages in our conclusion? Look, Karatbars International is a 9-year-old company. It operates in 146 countries. We are the #1 client of FedEx. Anywhere our physical products can be delivered, it's delivered by FedEx anywhere in the world. All right. Our commissions are paid on the MasterCards you've seen previously. We have over 900,000 affiliates worldwide, a part of this opportunity, but there are 8 billion people in the world. That means less than 1% know that this opportunity even exists. And you now have an open market. How many of you really appreciate and like your brother, but you had to work or you were in school, so you never left your time to really see what we're talking about, but now you're home. You see the advantage you have? You're open, you have a worldwide market. And you can be in business for yourself, but not necessarily by yourself. You have a complete support system with us. And there's no cost to register. We already told you it's free. If you don't believe it, go out there and find me something less than free. I might look at it, but you can't say that nothing is free. You can't say it. Facebook hasn't costed you anything. That's an example. Hey, there's more air than you can breathe. There's more land than you can build on. There's more water than you can drink or swim. You live in a world of abundance and it's there for you. How is it now that you can't believe that if those things are free to you by just being into the world and from the creator, why do you think that he doesn't have more to offer? There's no mandatory fees or expenses associated with anything we do in the world of Karatbars. And that 24 hours, 7-day a week, multi-million-dollar software that operates for you at no cost. When you sign up for your free gold savings account, you will get an email. When you verify your email, it opens up that office exclusively to you, the business owner. And our product, once again, is what everyone else is chasing. Our product is money, family. So you have a worldwide market. You have unlimited income potential. You have flexible hours. You have inheritable assets. You have the product, which is money. You know, it's your own business and it's free to join. There are no overheads. Every activity produces assets. There are no employees. What are you waiting on? So look, there are 3 types of people after seeing this presentation. I might have had you at gold. You're straight now. You know gold is money because everything else out here is trash, obviously. Then you're excited about the opportunity, but you might have some more questions. We're encouraging you to join us tonight to for our question and answer session at www.goldrocks.info at 9 p.m. this evening, or you're welcome to reach out to anyone who has introduced this opportunity to you previously, or you can inbox me. I'll find a way to get to you. Or you may say, man, this is not for me, but I appreciate you sharing. Well, I appreciate you watching and listening. In the meantime, position yourself, because there will be a time where you'll be forced to recognize that gold is money. You might as well get your free gold savings account now. So when you do come into the system, you come into the system with the benefit from the people that have already found they're working. All right. So get back to the person that introduced this opportunity with you. Register for your free gold savings account. Take advantage of everything that we're sharing with you. We share it, we present it, but you have to make the decision. That's the distance between where you are and where you want to be. Stay plugged into everything that we do. If and when we're blessed to come out of this situation and we're able to go and travel in the world, if it happens in July, then July 17th and 18th, we will be in Maryland, Hanover, Maryland, and we will be at the Maryland Live Casino and Hotel for our Freedom Summit. You'll learn more about that. You can go to the unionuniverse.com, or you can go to the unionsummit.live, www.unionsummit.live, to learn more about that as well. And I just want to take time to thank you. I appreciate your time and energy. You can find me anywhere in the hills of North America, as long as you are plugged in with a laptop, computer, or cell phone, and I'll get back at you, I promise. I don't want your money, family. I want you to want your money. Peace and power forward.
Now, again, using the mathematical code and breaking down numbers and letters, then you look, it's like a safe of treasure. If you turn the right connection, then you can open the safe, and then you can get the gold, right? Okay, so we were promised gold. Slave master left and gave it his interpretation, right? So then that gold one day will become ours, wherever it is, because the Savior came to give us luxury, money, good homes, friendship, and all walk of life. But we have to do the work to spiritually come into the knowledge of who we are, and then all things will be given unto us.